8 Prospects eRacing League. We are at Hungary. This is Feldman 9000. Back from a 2 week hiatus on holiday, vacation, whatever you call it. Joined here by Artistic. How are you doing?
Hey, very well, young man. Good to hear you. Good to hear you back. Been a while, but it's awesome to hear your voice.
I can't wait to hear my voice too. I'm sure everybody else is at home, so prepare your neighbors that we're not loud enough and you can't hear us. But we are here. We're going to Hungary. Are you familiar with our current point situation?
Yeah, I believe we just having a look at that a minute ago. And let me see here. Sebastian driver. Looks like Jeff Coconut is absolutely obliterating the field. He's got 94 points, followed by 70 for Splendid, 69 for Anza, 61 for Pure. Cappers has 57. Goofy 49, as well as Jonesy at 47 for Folksy, 43 for Bevo. Pigment Man has 29. X Cooper also has 29, followed by David Boyer at 24. Luke at 23. Guitar Man at 21. Leclerc at 19. And C. Burton and Timber each at 10. Um, Followed by Dylan with 2 and Patty Pat with 1. The single driver so far that we don't have points as of yet is Stanbrook and Shane MC. But I tell you, every single driver in this tier on any given particular day, any given Tuesday per se, can absolutely win a race. Like I say, Shane right there, haven't scored a point yet this season, but he's a two-time winner of the championship in Prospect G Racing League. So it's anybody's ball game.
Certainly, that's been very competitive early on during the season. We've had some insane moments. Let's see if that carries over to today. Let's add some life to Hungary because somebody's hungry for this victory. I want no applause. Okay, so we get ready up here. Looks like I can't count that many yet. We're gonna have a full field. Let's hope so.
Um, Looks like not quite yet. We got about 15 of us out there. 15. We're short a couple. It seems to be we've had our share of stragglers here this last week or so. But there's a lot going on in the world. So as you'll see people with hats distributed to the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. You'll also see numbers. People will have the number 96 in ordinance with trying to be in sequence with that. But I'm sorry, I got some loud noise here. We get this turned down and you guys can take it up this loud.
We should also see Ferrari's update livery as their collapse on the actual Formula One season continues. What a joke. But we are waiting here to everybody to ready up. So what we got. So what we got. If you're late, you in the back. If you can't hear us or you like it, I don't know, say something in the chat. I will soon have a separate monitor so I can monitor the Twitch and the game via the PlayStation. So, getting pretty excited for that. NZXT has a new monitor out there. They are sending one over, and I'm excited. What is our current situation on the manufacturers?
Just sitting you in the monitor, break that down for us. I don't quite understand.
Oh no, what's the current standings for like the manufacturers?
Oh, okay. All right. Give me a second here.
This was readily available on here. I
Oh
don't
yeah, I
see
got
it
you for
now.
the construction.
There
Yeah,
we
I
go.
got you. All right, for the constructors here, we got Haas at 141 points, followed by Alfa Romero at 104. Last week they were just within a point of each other, but the Haas really got the upper hand in the Monza race last week, as because the winner of that race was just Coconut, and I believe the second closest one was Spokesy was in fifth. So that kind of catapulted them significantly ahead of The Alfa Romeo's there, but let's see, come back. Okay, so we got Alfa Romeo at 104, Austin Martin at 86, followed by Williams at 82, the Red Bull at 70, as well as Ferrari. McLaren has 59, and so does AlphaTauri, Alpine 35, Mercedes at 34. So we got all teams here that have scored points so far. Everyone is relatively competitive, but the cream of the top, the cream of the litter so far is absolutely Haas, followed closely by Alfa Romeo, because anything can happen today that can bring them right back to contention. But they're not careful. Haas is going to pull away.
Cream of the crop. Oh, yeah. We're still waiting to launch. Don't know what the hold is. Let's go racing,
You know,
boys.
I watched a lot of races preparing for this race. I watched quite a few races in the Hungarian ring since 1986 when Nelson 2K first won their first race there. But what I noticed is Arden Senna, man, he sure got his heart broken time and time again. Oh my God, he must have lost three, four, five races that it seemed to have him right in his clutches. And drivers like Nigel Mansell would come through and just have a career win. So it's like it's just really been decided some historic and monumental races. It doesn't seem as if there's a lot of passing that takes place on this track, but it still finds a way to be exciting. They call it the Monaco without walls, so look out.
Proud of you for doing your history lesson there. It's fantastic. This is a track that's been around for a very long time. It just doesn't really get talked about that much. But we are in our countdown here. I'm going to say it's going to rain at some point. What you think?
Yeah, I believe it rained in Tier One.
I did rain in tier
Um,
one.
yeah, I think it rained in Tier One, the PG side. By the time I turned the race on, it was already at its conclusion, but I just seen water all over. I was like, okay, that was a wet race, and a good chance. How it turned out. People seem to somewhat excited.
Yeah, the track opened in '86. So it's been one of those staples, kind of like Suzuka. That's it's got such a unique layout, especially with the front stretch and the two kind of sweeping hairpins to start and end. So it is a drag race down to that first corner.
Oh yeah, it's feast or famine. Seeing many a race have ended right there. I watched the race the other day. What year was that? I want to say it was uh don't give me the drop blank here on the year, but it was Bottas, and he came through and just basically was it 2018, 2019, and just literally just obliterated the whole field in turn one. And his brakes locked up, and he started off P3 or four, and that was just a bad spot to lock up because it took out the whole front part of the grid. All the leaders went.
It's pretty nuts. But right now, there is no rain. So, we're going to do it dry. Go ahead and bring up our detailed statistics and the map.
Well, on the track, I believe is what is it, 4.3 kilometers
I believe
for the
so.
width.
Yeah, we were
Two
out before.
DRS zones. One basically right at the start, right at the beginning of the lap. Really, just before the beginning of the lap. As you round turn 14, as you're going to start the lap, you would actually come into it in the DRS setting, and then when you get around turn one, it kicks up again just before the that first chicane. So you can win or lose a race right there in the first two or three corners, and really, if somebody gets ahead of you, it's a really, really difficult track to pass. It's almost as if the other person has to make a mistake. It's got to be really, really gutsy to get out there on the edge and try to pass somebody, but if not, they've got to essentially slip up and allow you to slide through there.
Hamilton actually has 8 victories here. Actually, 4 with McLaren. McLaren has the most for constructors wins here. As I said, manufacturer really, not constructors. 11 wins for McLaren, 8 for Hamilton, 4 for Schumacher, 3 for Senna, 2 for PK, as you mentioned. Damon Hill,
Wait,
Jacques,
how many for Hamilton?
8.
Wait, I didn't hear you. You said it again?
Ocho.
Uh-oh.
Tells you how great this track is. Anyways, I'll give him credit. He did win 4 of these with McLaren before making a jump over to Mercedes, where he took 4. And Schumacher with 4, including in 2004, Senna 3. And then PK Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, Mika Hakkinen, Jensen, and Vettel both have 2. 7 constructors wins for Williams and Ferrari, 5 Mercedes, and 3 Red Bull. Russell took the pole this year with the win going to, of course, Max Verstappen. But both Mercedes finished on the podium, and Hamilton had the fastest lap. They also wanted this track to actually be a city circuit like Monaco to start out with, and it did not go that route. This is held every summer, which I believe we are in discussions as a group here as racers and commentators to go to next year's race.
Yeah, that would be exciting. That would absolutely be exciting.
Unless they're
So, but I'm in the States, so that's not the easiest trip to make. So I probably have to pick my spots, and I think if I was to have to only be able to get to one race, it would have to be Silverstone.
back,
I might have to hold out for that one.
back in the racing. Lazalbo, the return. He has spun out. No Wayne. Let's see if we're going to have anybody cross the line first. We do. Folksy, Para, 116s, Thomas, the noob. I don't recognize that name unless he's changed it. 117. Got 16 cars today. It's like Luke has ended up being a mainstay on Tier 2, but Thomas is new. Jonesy coming in there with a 117. I think we'll get a 115.8 for the pole. What do you think?
Yeah, that seems about solid. That's almost maybe I would say low 16 because I want to believe it was in the 115 for Tier 1. So we're just off their pace. So I'm gonna say very low 116 at the absolute probably high lowest say 115.8. But I'm thinking it's gonna be the low 116.
Splandy grabbing it right now is a good run and a good idea if you shave about 3 seconds off. But Bevo exists, who Texas almost beat Alabama this weekend until they were screwed. So Longhorns, I guess. Bevo on board now. Flaps are open. He takes tops 116, 268. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking he can shave into getting the 115s. Them alphas are pretty dominant this year in Tier 2. I know you mentioned Coco Nuts.
Yeah, he's putting Smash down by about 24 points. But Splenda as well as Anza have been consistent. I mean, really, Splenda, Anza, and Pira really have all kind of giving each other some fights, but it's just Coconut just seems to be in a league of his own right now. But really, believe it or not, it doesn't seem to be that way per race. I mean, like it's not as if each race is flat out dominated by him, but it's like the races are competitive, but he really finds a way to string his wins together. When you look up, he's just putting together a consistently dominant performance.
Checking in the chat right quick. Pierce says messed up again. I don't know, but he's third. He's back in the pits. I wrote cheese. So there's that. Quality looks good in the stream. Smooth. Hopefully the audio is coming across good. Monty says evening, boys, because he's getting ready for tomorrow. This is Thomas W. Thomas Wayne, or what is that? Anyways, he is 2 lap. Take a look at him in the AlphaTauri. So he's going through this last super chicane snaky section and what is probably the most unique looking track on the circuit. It looks like somebody's face with a propeller behind their head. That's what I picture it as. Thomas Wayne across the line here. Not any improvements. Bevo still up 4/10. Everybody in the pit. Take a look at Coco again. Made another run across there, set a time at 12th. He's not really close. Somebody came in, I believe it was Guelphy. Guelphy coming in 116.957. I'm expecting some good mid-pack racing here.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks all the way through it. And it's gonna be key too. Anyone who's blue flag really has to be
Pairs out.
careful to watch cars that are gonna be trying to come up on the back market there because it's not the easiest place to get out. It's not the easiest track to get out of the way. You definitely have to kind of stay in anticipation of someone getting on your six pretty quickly.
Pair out
And
of
Pierre's out
qualifying.
already. What
Yep.
happened? What happened to Pierre?
There was nobody near him, so I couldn't see it. Like I mentioned, he said he messed up earlier. But right now
Oh,
he's
I see.
locked in at third, so if he can put it together for a race, he might be able to sneak one at the end. Thomas back in. Guelphy's still out. Coconut's still out. Splandy on his out lap. As we see Guelphy coming through the snakes. I don't know if he's going to make a run here now to pull it back in. And he's in. So, we'll take a look at Boyer, who is going to be running a flying lap here. Back of the silver and green arrow. Where do you, I say you lose a lot of time in Sector 3 on this. Sector 1 and Sector 3. 2, you can be quick. Most of the track can be quick. Boyer's
Yeah,
still 2.
it just seems all about rhythm here. You got to get into a flow, and it's almost like if you can get into a flow, you can just sweep through here, kind of almost have your own little cadence, But once you break the sequence, it takes a minute or two to kind of get kind of get your bearings back under you, at least for me.
On board with Splandy and Ferrari's latest cursed livery. I mean, it's a good-looking car. Ferrari's had that special place in their heart for yellow the longest time.
Well, I hadn't noticed they gave the new livery, huh? Wow, that's sharp. I didn't notice we'd even gotten that.
Yeah,
I
part
still
of
how
the
much attention I paid to the Ferraris, huh?
part of the update, along with adding Shanghai. So 2 new free tracks, but they've been in the game before. But it's 2 additional tracks. You can't use them in career though. Kind of dumb. Or you
Wait,
just
Shanghai
can't.
and what else?
What was
What
the
was the
other
other
one
one?
they added? It was about a month ago. And it's
What
plenty
was,
going wide. Now they added one more.
which one?
I can't remember. I know there's 2 free ones out there that are not on the calendar this year for F1 that they put in the game.
Yeah, and we have a race that's actually on the calendar that's not in the game. Where are we racing this year? I don't know how to pronounce it here. Hold on. What is that?
While you check on that, just check on the chat. Monty chatting it up. You can give a little.
Yeah, keep an eye on Thomas.
Up and Enza went around doing donuts as a ghost. Move on to Snoop Coop, currently in 5th in the Aston.
Well, Bevo, before he had kind of didn't finish the race in Tier 1, but he had a good little show and had some good speed up until that point as an alternate. So just having the opportunity to race this race just the day before, he should be pretty comfortable stepping into this. And look out for him to make some noise today.
Yeah, it's still odds on the side of the track. Coop coming through Sector 2. Definitely, you can be quick through there. You just got to be precise. Coming into the snaky section. Let's see if Coop can improve on that 5th. Yep, he is staying out around the bend, final corner. Also worth knowing, there's a new Grand Tour on Thursday. If that's your thing, flaps are open for Coop. Does he improve on it? He fell to 6th. His teammate popped him, as a matter of fact. Chapper's now in 5th. I'm pretty excited. I saw on YouTube there was a trailer for the new Grand Tour. It's like, oh, it'll be November. It was like, nope, September 16th. That's Thursday. Or Friday, whatever day it is. So I'm excited for that.
For what?
New Grand Tour.
What is it?
Grand Tour.
I never heard of it.
What? Top Gear, Clarkson, Hammond.
Huh.
Well, if you've never watched that, do yourself a favor, hop on Amazon and you can watch the seasons. This is the best car show ever made. Those guys are so great. But yeah,
I think I have what? Okay, no, I think I watched a little bit, and then what's his name? That Jeremy guy kind of rubbed me raw. He had some comments lately that really put him on the back foot. So as a result, no Top Gear for me.
No, they were.
It don't take much for me. Once you show me who you are, I absolutely believe you.
There's that. They were kicked off the BBC. He is very controversial, but doesn't take away from the show for me.
Yeah, well, I'm a black man, sir, so that stands out. When you take strikes, it definitely I don't allow those things to be erased. I see who you are. And I keep that stain on your character and on your track record with regards to anything going forward throughout your existence. You
I
will be
feel you.
tracked.
Yeah, I don't know what was said. No, nah. We want to talk about that. That's going to rub that down. But I'm bored with Jonesy. I think he is. Yeah, he's scooting out the way. How much time do we got left in this? Somebody out in sector 3. It's probably him slowing down.
Yeah, I see that they're trying to put together the format on how they're going to allow everyone to come for the official in fact, well, let's see. Let me get some close-ups to see if we can get any helmets here. We see that there's a lot of people that's probably giving, paying homage with changing helmet colors and whatnot. Let's see what we can pick up out here.
I'm on board with Guelphy right now. Let's see if he improves on that time. He's got somebody in front of him. They're moving. Might have been Anza. So Guelphy around the final bend here in front of the Hungary crowd. Straight away, falls out. He does. Bumps back up to fifth. So 116, 758. Bevo's still sitting nicely. We about 4.5 left. As
We've
Guelphy
got a
just
pretty
tries on the
competitive
trip.
field here. Under a second within the top 11 drivers. I mean, you can't get too much better than that.
I mean, look at 8 through 11. I mean, yeah, 8 through 11. You can throw 6 and 7 in there, too. That's all real tight, but Bevo, I don't know if he's really going to push it right now or not. We'll see what happens here. The final 2 minutes. On board again with Anza. Coconut's also looking for a flying lap. 3 minutes left. I might be able to get one to get back out, but I doubt it. Taking a look at the chat here for a second. Monty keeps saying keep an eye on Thomas Wayne. Lets him know my strap for tomorrow. Anyways, that's him.
New kid on the block, huh?
What's that?
What? Said a new kid on the block, Thomas Wayne.
It looks that way. I don't recognize the name.
Keep your eye on.
Comes Anza. He's got Guelphy tailing right behind him. He's already in the red because he ran off the track. Not even teammates, so no tow going on.
Coconut's going to improve here.
Coconuts!
Yes, he does.
Guts!
He gets on pole. Great job, Coconuts. All right. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
He's bringing the heat in the Haas. We're going to have a...
leader was kind of quiet.
Anza did not improve in his time. Splendid in the outlap. Bevo's still in the pits. Might as well wait at this point. Chappers. He's coming around the final section here. And he went a bit wide. He did not. Oh, he's going in. Okay. In front of him, is that Khan or Boyer? Looks like that was Khan. Crossing the line, they're still back in 13th. All right, 2-minute warning coming up. Push comes to shove. Splandy on the hop. He's red. Never mind. But we'll stay on board because he's about to cross the start-finish line unless he's going to pit and change again. Nope, he's staying out. Brilliant run by Coconuts, though, to take that. Cam Bevo dipping into those 115s, shave 3/10 off. And Splandy come close.
I wonder if the Cartman and David Boyd practice together because they're both Mercedes and they're about, what is it, 5/100ths of a second apart from each other up until there. Make it 100ths of a second apart from each other. So in the Mercedes, it's going to be interesting to see how the Mercedes battle turns out.
I made sure to
Keep
see
if
Lazalbo does not have a solid lap yet. I know what he's capable of. He might sneak in on this final lap and take something or make an impact. On board, back with Splandy, who is charging for a final run. Anza did take third, bumping Splandy back to fourth. See who we got coming across towards the bottom. This is Albo. And we got Luke in front of him. Luke, a little bit behind the pace. He's shown quite an effort. Khan in the fourth! Around the loop here for Luke. Coming around quick off that end. Cross the line. I think. Yep, did not improve. He looked quick coming off of that. Where is Splandy sitting? He is still charging. Guitar Man Khan with the sneaky fourth. His teammate, though, back in 13th. Pulling off. Bevo. It's the hot lap. This is where he tries to take it. Hook 'em horns. Phone call. Hook 'em horns. Coconuts is retired. I guess might as well. Currently locked in at pole. He's yellow in sector 3. I don't know if he messed up or if he just quit for the time being. So we're in extra. Anza's locked in with his time. Bevo might have went off the track for a second. I think he might have clipped the grass. I mean, this is it.
I think Bevo is really hungry for this win right here because yesterday he was talking that he really thought he had a shot at winning the tier 1 race as well as being a solid contender were he to be in tier 1. So I'm sure coming after these people here in tier 2, he really wants to try to take it to him. But like I said before, this is no easy track.
He's
not only
hungry
racing against other drivers, you were racing this circuit, huh?
He's hungry for that pole. And he didn't get it. Coconut's holding on. Everybody's locked in. Where's Folksy and Splandy? Folksy's back. Where's Splandy? He is done. Wow. So teammate
coming around.
Yeah, teammate to Coconuts is about it. There's somebody sneaking. Lazalbo is locked in. Guelphy coming across the line. Guelphy up to 7th. Bumps Splandy. Where's Folksy? Final section.
Oh, David did improve.
By the way, Jonesy snuck to 3rd. But here's Folksy around the final bend. Coming across the line. I didn't see it change. With Coconuts, will take pole. Folksy indeed will stay at 5th. Good quality. Everybody kind of sat back for a second to the final moment. So give us a rundown.
So we got just Coconuts at the lead, followed by Bevo and Jonesy, and all sitting in the podium positions. Then we got Anza at 4th, Folksy at 5th, followed by Guitar Man, Goofy, Blanda, Pierre, and X Scoop at 5th position, followed by Luke, Alba, Trappers, and W. Thomas. I take that back. Thomas W. as our 14th contender so far.
Drunk Pirate saying.
We're all within a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, there is further down. I was like, man, somebody's missing. Okay, let me go further down here. All right, followed by David Boyer and Dylan. We actually have 16 drivers. I'm sorry, my screen hadn't went down far enough. We actually have 16 drivers here. And I believe we're all within a second of each other.
Well, they're all hungry. They're very hungry. Hungry. Drunk Pirate saying, easy strategy, one stop for this race unless it rains. And it is not raining. Also, no formation laps. So we're just going to do this live.
So we're going to be patient going into turn 1, or is it going to be pandemonium like we have seen so many times in the past?
It's always pandemonium. They're hungry for the win. They're hungry. Swear to God, I'm going to stop saying
hungry.
it. As we load everybody.
Hungarian.
We load everybody in here. We'll see if there's new bugs since an update just came out. Hope Codemasters will fix one and break 90, but that's usually how coding goes. What?
But they got that Ferrari paint job right. That is really cool. I'm going to have to go back and have a look at that.
It does look well. It looks well. Finishing 3rd every week, too. I don't know if they're doing it for just the one race at Monza, and maybe the game will keep it, or they're running the rest of the season. I think it was just for Monza, though.
It was so hilarious. I'd seen so many memes of Ferrari and McDonald's. They kept going back and forth with the mustard and ketchup colors. You know, they were really making a lot of really funny memes throughout the
I haven't
F1
seen that,
community
but
with
that's actually hilarious because it does look like McDonald's. I mean,
it was like,
McDonald's is the Ferrari of fast food, isn't it?
oh yeah, absolutely,
I mean,
bar none.
for fast food, I'll take Burger King, honestly. And we are dropping the lights all over green! Coconuts on the outside. Bevo, can this be a drag race down into turn one? Can we change the cameras? There we go. Okay, are they... Did somebody not turn the
It's
formation
formation.
lap off?
No, it's formation. I think the error whenever we would go into formation lap, how we kind of freeze the lobby. I think they may have fixed that bug, so we're probably back into normal formation lap, get your tires hot type of situation, which makes it better because this turn one is so brutal. To come out of here with cold tires is really rough on a lot of people. So the hotter the tires, warmer the tires, the cleaner we can possibly start this race.
Well, I feel dumb. I could have swore somebody said in the chat beforehand that make sure that was off. I don't know. Either way, we're doing a formation lap. Hopefully nobody spins out. Wait, somebody spun out. Did they? Somebody was trailing way behind. You see the crowd, Brazilian flags, Spanish flag, UK.
Yeah, Justin Pirate said there's no formation lap. And he was in the race yesterday. He did pretty well.
Maybe just a mishap.
Oh, GA Quasar's in the house. What's up, Quasar? Let's go.
Top 15 covered by a second, according to see it. Yep, somebody forgot to turn that option off. What's weird is, I mean, I guess maybe they have a go, but the light literally went green. I don't know.
Gotta keep it on the toe.
Predicted strategy. If it's one stop, it's mediums, then hards at 16 to 20. If anybody's on softs, it's a two stop. I can't imagine. Nope, everybody on mediums. Well, not everybody. There's nobody on softs. And there we go. Somebody spun out.
Ooh,
That's
in
why
the
I can't have
Alfa
formation laps. And Luke has been, I don't know if he's been disqualified or if this stuff's happening because.
Probably just disqualified on the formation lap. They
Okay.
should have resynced him. They won't disqualify him for the race. I don't believe.
Nope, we're good. Everything shuffles. I'm in a back view. Now Luke is first. I don't know what's up with that.
I'm gonna slide in the back of the grid here. And I'll sit inside it. I'm not quite the back. I'll sit inside the Capper 13. Capper.
And we are green. Can't really see what's going on from here. Someone's cutting across, so looks like Bevo's going to take this. No, Coconut's on the outside. Right up between or up before wide going in turn one. Woo, they're rubbing out three with us. Haas sandwich. Coconut's Folksy in a second. Bevo coming back. Insane start. McLaren outside here. Jonesy on the out. Anything underneath? There's nothing there. We're clear. Coconuts gets off clean. Side by side, Folksy and Jonesy. Khan looking to make a comeback.
Look at Alba moved up 6 spots. What a driver. This guy is really taking off.
Taking advantage of the situation. Look at Haas, 1 and 3. Folksy with a great jump, making a run on the Bevo right now.
Alba. Great pass by Alba over the Carmen. Wow.
Khan hopped the curb and chopped like crazy. Jonesy, though, it was 1 through 4. Now they've settled down, but that mid-pack between Alba down to Para is...
Alba is going to tear. He's already moved up 7 spots, and he's 4/10 of a second behind Jonesy.
Told you in qualifying.
Not going to be an easy guy to pass.
That guy's sneaky good. He can keep it together for the entire race. He's got a chance to win this thing. But he's got a long way to go. We've got a long way to go. Everybody on mediums, 1 through 6.
It's going to be a very, 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 very short, fast 35 laps. Let me tell you. Jonesy already with 124.916 starts the race off with the fast lap, but that's going to come tumbling down this race. The X-Super try to make a move on Pierre in turn 1. Way to close the door on him, Pierre.
If you look at these intervals, they are wrong. So second and third, like a minute and a half off, so hopefully they'll be corrected. Jonesy not losing ground, keeping up with Folksy, but who's faster? We'll have to see if Folksy can grab pace to the top two. Jonesy's been really
We
quick
have
all
a
year.
spin. We've got a spin. Dylan has spent out. Oh boy, just coming around turn one. I tell you, that is a really easy spot to take a tumble.
We're still green. So Lazalbo. Lazalbo is off. Commentators jinx on him. We'll just pretend he's not racing. Well, yeah, these top three are getting gapped a little bit here. Jonesy's starting to lose a little bit of ground. We'll see what happens when DRS opens up. I think Jonesy can take that back.
Yeah, I tell you, I started painting this track the other day, and the more I started painting, the more intricate it seemed. It seems really straightforward, but as you look at it, man, it is very technical, very, very beautiful track. It seems like it would be a really, really enjoyable track to actually attend. You know, I don't know about how as far as the region goes, but in terms of the actual track itself, yeah, flat out beautiful. Oh, we got a spin. Jonesy
Yeah,
has
Joe, I was
spin
about to say.
coming around the final turn, and that was almost bad, but he hadn't quite solidified yet, or Alba would have went right through him.
Yeah,
So now
Albo,
he's got his deck together.
Albo getting around again, going into the pits. Right now, these top two. Bevo quicker through sector one, and he is catching Coconut, so probably get him on the DRS. This is a battle we're going to keep an eye on here for the lead early on. Coconuts snuck in, got pole, got an excellent start. Was not involved in any conundrums behind him. Folksy did make a couple positions. Connie Boy up to fourth now. I keep confusing Anza with Albo. Anza can win this race. So.
I was going to come out of there in the hard tires. So we got a couple people on hards now. We got Dylan. Alba. David Boyer. Well, quite a few. Half the grid it seems to be on hard tires. So we got half and half split. Who will take first? Whoever blinks first.
And for the duration, Coconuts had a gap on Beva. Beva trying to close it. DRS, it's not there.
He also had the fastest lap.
Folksy starting to lose the ground as Anza and Pear are catching him. This battle for third's about to heat up. Load up. Coop also hanging around. Decent gap between Coop and Luke. Question is Luke losing pace under the four behind? Oh, we got a move here. This battle for 10th and 11th. Chappers and Thomas Wayne. Chappers applying the pressure. Wow.
Yeah, that mid-pack has got a lot of battling going on here.
Try to get
Looks
the
like
inside.
Luke is trying to hold them all back.
Yeah, Luke might be a safety cone in the way here. Everybody else looks faster because they're starting to bunch up. Luke is losing.
Ferrari is really trying to make a strong move on this Red Bull. Looking like Carlos Sykes and Max Verstappen out there for a minute.
Yeah, Sainz looking to possibly be the better driver. I heard he has.
He is really having a terrible year. I thought he had a legitimate chance to win the championship this year. He's really let down himself.
I don't think it's just him. I think it's Binotto and the team as a whole and a lot of the strategy. He should have like 4 more victories. Literally, the victories should be tied.
Sykes is showing himself to be a number 2 driver, though. He really is not really stepping out there like being that guy. It's almost as if maybe they should have handed the reins to Charles a little earlier, and then the team wouldn't be so confused.
What about that? Well, Sainz is definitely proving, like Splandy's proven here. Got a lot of late braking, you can tell. Splandy trying to find a spot.
Oh,
we had somebody go around.
Luke hit the wall. Luke has hit the wall. Oh, my goodness. Looks like he hit the wall coming around turn 3. Had to stand in. I tell you, that is just a really, really brutal location. Between there and going through turns 6, 7, and 8, that's probably the most brutal aspect of the track.
So do we have loose safety cars on? Because Barrel went around too. Where is he? Ghosting. Someone put on loose safety car because some of these would, should bring a safety car. Bevo half second now. Here we are in the straight. Can he get a run to make Coconuts take the lead. He's got a great run here. Where's the defense? Nothing. No dive. He's just biding his time. Biding his time as they are blowing out.
Fatty's making a move right now. Fatty's making a move coming down into turn 1.
Bebo spawn.
Great pass. Great pass, man. He opens loop from here, going through turn 1. That is a really great spot. Get down on the power. Hit that DRS. He's running out of ERS, though. He's only got about 19%. This is not the greatest track when it comes to being able to build that ERS back up. So we typically have to keep it somewhat high because once it gets low, baby, it's a rough one.
Anza up to third on the hards. Bevo, I don't know what happened. I saw he dropped 2 spots. I didn't see him spin. The camera angle out of turn 1 was not good right there, so he's down to 4th. Para.
We got a 10-second time penalty on Alba for exceeding track limit. And it looks like Just Coconuts is up almost 4 seconds with almost 80% of his ERS. Talk about masterclass through 6 laps so far. This guy is really putting it together.
Yeah, he's the championship leader for a reason. He's definitely come out of nowhere. His teammate right behind him gets to play defense. Anza even gets
That's
close.
why they are the #1 team in the game.
Haas.
Haas ain't playing, boy.
Bevo won't
Hey, how come
play.
the real Haas team can't run like that? Can America get a decent team, please? Okay, can we get an F1 team here, please?
Maybe
we got 3 races and no team. It's ridiculous.
Maybe when Andretti gets a team and Colton Herta comes over and dominates, and we'll talk.
Nah, we don't want no IndyCar guys over there. Leave them Indy dudes over there.
They got the
he doesn't even have a super license. Let's not bend the rules for guys. If you're not good enough, if you haven't raised your bar high enough, get yourself together and then make your shot. We can't bend the rules for Indy guys, man.
Albo is parking. Have you ever watched Indy? It's fantastic racing.
Not enough to actually be knowledgeable. I'm just talking out the side of my neck right now. I'm an F1 guy, but I really don't know Indy that well. But I plan on getting to know it because it does have some cool cars.
At one time, IndyCar was the biggest sport in the world. Wasn't that long ago. And he was bigger. And he was bigger than F1 in the 90s.
Well, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than F1 in the States. Because we do NASCAR here, we do Indy, but we really don't know F1 like we're going to know it. Hopefully people like you and I can help bring the F1 back into the forefront of people's minds out here.
I don't know anymore. I think F1 it's bigger now in the States, I think, than it's ever been. I mean, look at the races
absolutely, by far.
Yeah, so.
By far. I mean, we got 3 races now, right?
I hear more casual talk from people that even in the past. When I went on vacation, I talked to 5 different people about F1 because I was watching an IndyCar race on the phone at Portland in the airport. 5 different people were like, is that the F1 race? I go, no, that was like hours ago. I go, I love Max Verstappen. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. So.
Yeah, but you know what though? Is it weird or is it I'm going to be subtle here.
It's still a
good
thing.
It weird or is it a cultural shift in what's going on internationally that is involving much more than just racing? So when I look at the way Max Verstappen, when I look at Red Bull, when I look at Red Bull's junior team, when I look at NASCAR, Indy, when I look at some things that are taking place throughout this international landscape that I'm personally not comfortable with, I wonder if there's a correlation. And I won't say what it is, but I would hope that people can draw their own conclusions.
Oh, I do. There's still more Hamilton fans out there. So.
Yeah.
5.3 second lead now for Coconuts. Oh, Anza bobbled, went wide. Here comes Bevo to take third. Out of that last corner. Back in comes out. Here comes Anza again, trying to take it back into turn 1. Bevo taking it clean after the mess up. Back on the podium so far. He looks to run down Folksy now. Splandy has also come out of nowhere. He is 5th. Biding his time.
One thing I noticed about Bevel this year, hey, when it comes to 1 lap, he can put it together as good as anyone.
Correct.
But can he keep it together for 35 laps?
That's
where he's been having his problems.
He's
been having a little consistency problem towards the end. He's got to make sure that he does not DNF. But if he stays on the track, he's a hard guy to beat.
Albo did retire. Want to note that. Let's see, Equazer, Coconuts most improved. Basel saying let's go tier 2.
And
And that's it. Sorry, guys. I'm way too shite to race tonight. From Lizalbo. First time chat from Lizalbo. Well,
hey, Albert, what's going on, buddy? Sorry I didn't work out for you, but I tell you, I've enjoyed watching you race all season long. You keep at it, buddy. You'll be back next week.
speaking of back, here comes Anza. Not letting Bevo get away. Back on the front stretch. Here comes flaps open. DRS coming down as Bevo closes in. 1.8 now on Folksy. Can Folksy play enough defense on Bevo to keep that distance? Lap 10 out of 35. These mediums probably go 5 more laps. Coconuts might be able to push it a little bit further. Anza is on the hards, so him running fourth is actually helping his favor right now. Good strategy to start, able to back it up with performance.
Well, Monty was telling us to keep our eye out on Thomas, and Thomas right now is making a really good showing of it in his debut. He's sitting at number 9, only 0.4 seconds behind Shepard. He's kind of reminding me of a young Nick DeVries out there trying to put in a great debut. Look at him sliding through turn 8, which is, as I said, the hardest turn on the track. He rode over the bump like it was nothing, lost no speed, and actually gained about a tenth of a second. Great driver.
Worth noting that Thomas Wayne and Chappers have had a little rivalry so far just in this race. Good battles between them two. His teammate to Bevo Para tumbled and fell a tenth behind him.
If I'm not mistaken, let me have a quick look, but I believe Chappers was on the podium yesterday in tier 1 as a reserve. He really had a great showing of himself. We had a bunch of we had 2 or 3 tier 2 drivers that jumped into tier 1 for a minute and let these guys know, hey, they're not the only premier drivers. We've got people in here from top to bottom who on any given race can race with virtually anybody in the world.
Dylan is out. We are yellow, so it's not relaxed. They finally called one. Let's see. Here comes Luke,
we
the
lost
teammate.
Dylan, huh?
Let's see where he's at here. He is backwards on the track with
Dylan
no left
hit the wall back there. Probably around, what's that, around turn 10?
Yeah. So the one thing Coconuts did not want to see is a safety car. Do you pit?
We've had a very flowing race. David Boyer into the pit.
Yeah, the guys on the softs, I guess, are changing their mind as they had spun earlier. But if you're Coconuts, any of these guys on mediums on 10 laps, I don't think they pit. Oh, I'll take that back. Coconuts is pitting.
Who's gonna blink, huh? Anza's coming in.
Yeah, if the leader's gonna pit, everybody else is gonna pit. So the hards will make it the rest of the way. Anza should not have pit.
Well, he figured just Coconut pitted too, so they both on those hards, but Coconut did have a 6-second advantage. Anza could have stayed out there a little bit, but I don't really know if there's much difference between the mediums and the hards on this track, other than how fast it takes the mediums to get hot. They seem to be able to get, I don't know, 20 laps out of either one of them pretty easily.
Well, Coconuts comes back out first. Coop, Welfie, Thomas Wayne, and Para did not pit. They'll be rounding out top 5. Bevo is slated to take second when that time comes. Anza 7th, would be 3rd. Who is shaping it? If those tires, I don't think the mediums are going to go that long. That's 23 laps. It's not going to. He's going to pit again. He should have stayed out. That's the whole point of the hards.
Yeah, but it makes it tough when everyone else has hards too. You got to try to, maybe kind of hope to work some type of another extra safety car. Maybe somebody can slide back in here, grab some softs, and run away with it. Yeah, we're gonna be we're about halfway through the race, so save the tire.
Right now, flag to flag so far. Looking for that grand slam is Coconuts. Took the pole, but need the fastest lap. And we need the win, of course, to get that grand slam, extend his lead in the points. He's got some protection behind him. His teammate is down in 8th. Bevo does have his teammate in front of him. Oh, they're pitting now. So, Coop and Para in the pits. Guelphy takes 2nd, Thomas 3rd. I think them two are going them two are banking on a safety car.
Goofy and Thomas will have to pit again, so that's going to put Bevo and Enzo right back into the podium potential.
Strangely, when Jonesy spun out, he pit, and then he just pit again. Look at that.
He's having a rough race.
Yeah, not too typical. Maybe it's just not his track.
Yeah, that man can drive. I keep saying, man, we need to get some ladies up there in some of these higher tiers. I know we got Paige. Paige is in tier. Is it in tier 4? We need to get a lot more. We need to get a lot more lady drivers. You know, I go out here and I drive these multi-player lobbies sometimes. And I see a lot of young lady emojis. I don't know how many of them actually are women, but I think it's great when we can see women like racing and doing great. I would love to see Jamie Chadwick get one of these seats in F1. You can't tell me a lady can't drive with that level. I don't believe it. So I like to see these guys elevated. See what they can do. So.
It's a lot of time and dedication, all these racing games. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about this the other day. It's kind of killed it for me. A couple of years ago, when I got a seat set up, playing these games, I was pretty competitive, but I don't have the time to invest. I mean, I haven't even done sport mode and Gran Turismo in a while. So it's trying that GT7 League. That game is too broke to do that. But we tried.
Really? I'm yet to play it.
It's been a mess.
I'm yet to play it. I kind of hear mixed reviews on it, but I know we have a league, and I'm sure we have a league in regards to it. It must run pretty smoothly. I haven't really paid much attention to it, not having the game itself.
We're green again. Guelphy did throw it to the inside to block Thomas. Where's Bevo coming at? Long run down here. On the outside is Bevo trying to push. He should be able to probably make an overtake through a corner on Thomas. A little bit spread there, getting straddled. Ooh, real close. Anza's not giving this up either. He still wants this win. Just needs some breathing room. Anza on the mediums as well. Way outside.
Oh, we look like we had a little contact, but not much. Oh, okay, we got a little bit side-by-side racing up here. Who we got?
That was Bevo.
Thomas and Anza.
But Bevo got around Thomas.
Anza, Bevo?
Yeah, Bevo got around Thomas. He's just faster.
Thomas made a great move on Anza.
Yeah. Anza's still behind. Bevo did get that. Eyes Guelphy next. He could be a bit reckless in his passing, so as you saw right there, there's not a lot of room to pass on this track.
There's not a lot of room. Yeah, you almost got to have somebody almost have to make a mistake in order for you to kind of get past it. Or you just really just send it,
Going through the carousel 1 into the.
And the problem with sending it is even if it's successful, you still have to race with this person the next week and the next week and the next week. And that's why a person starts to develop a little bit of a bad reputation. And you can win some races and lose some friends. So you got to be careful how to go about developing your racecraft as a season sprint.
Just like that, Bevo around Guelphy in turn 1. Eye in the lead. 1.8. Anza's coming too. Gets back around Thomas on the front stretch. We'll see here. Guelphy at this point, a pawn in the way of Anza. Folksy teammates of the leader back in 6th. Can you get around Thomas on Old Hards? He's coming quick.
Yeah, there's a train going on right there. No one's close enough to really make a move on anyone else at this point. Landy's getting a little closer to Folksy.
And Bevo a little closer to the Coco. Coco better watch out.
Harrison it off with Romero, about 0.1 second there behind X-Group. trying to get closer to him, right around turn 12, 13 here.
Good protection there from Guelphy on the inside. Anza could have took it, did not. Here in the racing line, Anza coming clean off that final turn. Look at that run he got coming off to the inside. Drag race to turn 1. Takes a position. Now in third. Now we got a top 3. This race is going to be epic down to the end.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And none of those people have to pit.
I still think Anza will have to
three.
pit. I don't think it's going to go 20 laps on those mediums. I just don't see it. If it does, kudos to them, but they're going to fall off.
Who's that? And
Anza.
He's on soft. He's on 4. He's on mediums, but he's only got 4 laps on him.
Yeah, there's 35 laps. I don't know. If it does, so be it. I just don't see it. So be it.
My math is so weird. Okay, I don't know what the heck I just did something really weird. You're right. I did something really weird with my math here. I was all over the place. Disregard what I just said mathematically.
If you saw that, Coop goes around again. If you saw Luke save it though, he drifted the back into that car in the back. Coop has spun out twice. Back in the front here. Bevo's coming under a second. DRS is not open yet. Are we there yet? Nope. Yep, we are. DRS is open. Is the play going to come? Halfway through the race. Nothing there yet for Bevo. Blown out Anza, though. Now 2 seconds back from Bevo. Splandy around Thomas. The McDonald's Ferrari into the top 5. Go get you a Big Mac. Thomas trying to come back.
Oop.
Nothing there for him. He's going to continue to lose time. Folksy is next.
Yes, Folksy, ever since he pitted, he's been hard pressed to get back up there. He has stayed in the second spot for quite a while. Don't count him out. Like I said, a couple people still have to pit, but he's going to have to fight his way through the pack to get back on that podium.
You saw the trajectory of that corner just now. Folksy much more cleaner on fresher tires. Thomas struggled for grip. Went to the outside. Folksy just needs that opportunity to pass. Still nothing there. You see Splandy starting to separate. Guelphy's next on Splandy's itinerary. Anza within 3/10 of Bevo. Bevo must have messed up somewhere. On the rear diffuser, coming around carousel 1 into carousel 2. We're going to see him open. Pop it. There it is. Here comes the run. Where's the defense from Bevo? We try real close. On the wheel.
Oh!
Contact underneath. The crossover was there for Bevo. It is not. Brilliant drive by Anza, who is on mediums.
And great restraint by Bevo, because he tried to fight back, felt like he didn't have the angle, backed off a little bit, and chose to fight again another day. Great driving by both drivers.
We're going to see these mediums coming their own. Anza's going to be eyeing this lead here in about 4 laps. I just had to sneeze. Bevo's not going to give it up easy, though. He's going to try to rebound here. Up 3 seconds on Guelphy. Splandy is coming for the
Guitarman just hit the wall. Guitarman just hit the wall.
That's going to be a safety
swinging
car.
Around.
That's a safety car. It's got to be.
Yeah, that's rough. Guitarman.
Yeah, safety car.
Coming around turn 5, he lost it and hit the wall. But he's not DNF. He is backing out, turning around, not resetting, actually manually turning his car. He let the Austin Martin go. Great sportsmanship. Now he's getting back around the turn 6, and he's going to ride his way towards the pit to get off those hards. Maybe he can take the medium 17 laps today. Great.
At this point, Guelphy, I was about to say, Guelphy's going to pit. Thomas should pit.
What happened to Folksy there? What was that about? Oh, that was Thomas. Was that Thomas? We got
the 2 oldest tires are pitting. Luke in the pits.
So it's Thomas, Goofy, and Luke are all pitting.
I'm going to start calling him Goofy. Goofy! So, really probably the best racing we had in that 2 or 3 lap stretch. That was important. We are there's a PlayStation State of Play right now. So if y'all want to double up and then let us know what we missed. I think they're gonna give an announce date for PSVR 2. I'll say this much: I played this in VR on PC and it was great. Unfortunately, Codemasters said they have no plans to ever bring VR to console, which is stupid. I think they'll back out on that. They'll get to like a year or two from now, but like that could
They're
be
not
a
gonna do
feature.
what?
The VR.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't get that either. Why would you do that when it already works on PC? So, not
Trying to
sure.
force everyone to do it, huh?
Guitar Man went to softs trying to get some fast times, and those softs will not go 16 laps.
They do a really good job of keeping the crossplay consistent. And if you look at, there's so many different there's such a range between a person can be at home on their controller racing against someone sitting in a $10,000 rig, and they can have a competitive race amongst them. So the way that they're able to level the playing field, as well as allow the new technology to really make the racing comfortable and help you excel in it, it's just really amazing how they've done it across the board. I'm just so happy to be involved in the industry. Booming.
Somebody's saying that they're showing Tekken 8 right now.
Look at that Austin Martin, which was the fastest and most consistent Austin Martin this weekend. The safety car actually was the only Austin Martin to finish the race. And that's sad because I'm a big Vettel fan, but I'm like, what the heck are you people doing over there to Vettel, man? It's driving me crazy.
So this will help Anza, but it's not going to help enough. No.
Yeah, it might cool those tires off a little bit for Coconuts, at least make the first couple laps competitive as he's trying to keep those tires up. Anza and double lap. Anza at least is going to be on him. The only penalties we have right now are at the back of the grid with 5 seconds for Guitar Man and 3 seconds for Luke.
It actually says a lot that you mentioned before. I figured this would be kind of a mostly clean race. But, yeah, I mean, we only got 2 people with penalties. Not normally the case. They're probably jinxing it.
But you know what's really weird? In the last race, Tier 1 yesterday, they only had 1 penalty. 1 stinking penalty. I mean, they lost half the grid, but they had 1 penalty. So this is one of those kind of tracks where you really are, you just stay on the fine line. And if you do have a penalty, it can really cost you because of there's not much discrepancy between drivers. You got a lot of bunching up there near the
trying to
front part
back
of the
him
pack.
up. And there's the launch. Didn't really back up all that well, but maybe enough for enough separation from Anza because Bevo's right there.
Only 6.
Is he going to bounce to the inside? Splandy also right behind Folksy. Other Haas in 5th. Chapper's up to 6th. Maybe this is his track. Jonesy passes Para. Side by side here back for 7th. Into the inside. Para's going to try to hang it on the outside. And Jonesy spins. He saved an excellent drive.
Yeah, that was a fantastic drive. I almost had a collision with the Red Bull, but way to keep it together, Jonesy.
Back at the top here. Bevo goes around! Bevo on the cold.
Oh, did we lose Bevo? Bevo. I told you, no, Bevo.
Anza iron. No pressure from behind now. Splandy also wants this. Somebody's got to get Ferrari to the top. Hoping it's Splandy. Go get a quarter pounder in that red and yellow. Folksy coming too. He wants that Haas 1-2. Chapper's top 5.
And just Coconuts is out there sipping through a straw, okay? Easy Sunday drive. Almost getting up near the, almost a second out of range. And he's really trying to take this one home.
Ain't over just yet.
Talk about masterclass.
Because here's Anza closing a bit on that straight. He got more straight line speed than Coconuts does. What just happened? Okay, they were really slow coming from that corner. I don't know what happened there. But
I
something
think
happened because it's like a half second now. Anza now approaching maneuver range for the Coco.
Yeah, I would just love to be at a race. Just hearing the sound of those cars just zip past you is exhilarating. But I turn the TV up real loud sometimes just to hear it. So I can't imagine what it's like just to be standing there, feeling all those cars fly past you. Yeah,
And I can't confirm that State of Play Tekken 8 was announced. Tekken 7.
are you go? Aren't you going to the Vegas race, Philman?
I actually just came back from Las Vegas. I plan to go to the Vegas race. That's going to cost a lot of money. I'll tell you that much. The race, maybe not. Just being there for the weekend, it's going to cost a lot of money.
It's going to be ridiculous. I just wonder if they're going to be too bright. Well, I guess it can't be too much brighter than Singapore, because I'm just like, man, they're going to light that joint up. But it can't be too much crazier than Singapore, you know?
They've got signage where the track's out there now, so if you want to, you can draw the track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got banners up and stuff for it.
Oh, my God. I'm going to tell my brother to do that. I'm going to call my brother tonight so I can get him out there. Yeah, that's really awesome. Wow.
What's weird is it's not really going to be that weird to do. There's not a lot of traffic in Las Vegas, so it's not like going to New York City or something like that. It's like they can do it pretty easily. So
I'm not a big Nevada fan at all. I'm a Californian by nature. You know, I live in Missouri now, but I was born and raised in LA, so I'm not a real big Nevada guy.
Just a lot of desert.
Just 8 hours from LA. You have a lot of people who go there to gamble, but I'm not a big gambler, so. Not a gambler at all, actually. So
I am. I just lose all the money. I never win anything. So back to the race. 8 tenths now. Anza might need to hold up in the mediums just a little bit to get some more life out of them. We got yellow. Who? I see a Merc. Is that Con? That was Con. Con's out. Them softs fell off. Bevo back there too. Disappointing race for Bevo and Con. So right now,
10 laps to go with the last 3 drivers.
If you're Anza, I say you pit. I think you gotta pit. Because then they're gonna start falling off here in the next 3 laps. He's got pit.
Oh yeah.
He's the one that started on hard, so he can go back to mediums, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? Because Just Coconuts is gonna have to pit too. He's not gonna be. Well, he doesn't have to pit. He probably should.
Coconuts is planned. He can last. So can Jonesy. But Para, Boyer, and Anza, I think, especially Anza, if he wants a chance to win this, he's going to pit. They're not going to go 10 laps. I think the limit's 25 for the mediums blowing. Is that right?
Yeah, it's so hard to be willing to give up track prediction, though, especially this late in the race. Like, it's feast or famine. You're like, okay. You know, if there's another safety car, he might be able to stretch these tires out a little bit longer, but if not, he'll be hung out to dry. Decision. Right now, we got 3 drivers on the soft. Towards the back of the grid, Bevo, Chopper, and Folksy are all going to have to go for broke here.
So, who comes? And no. Okay. Anybody? Any takers? Bueller. You got one. Looks like it's somebody came in, didn't they? I think it's Coop. No, Thomas Wayne. Batman. Anza. Wow. Bold move caught. Let's see how it pays off.
Wait, do we have... Okay. Would you have an accident down there? Thomas? No, that's not Thomas. Who's that?
Somebody pitting. Bevo playing the back.
Okay, he's sitting. Okay, no. Yep, he's sitting. I thought I'd seen somebody on the wall. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, he's still pit lane.
yeah, antsy to watch this Tekken 8 trailer. I think
This
Tekken
will
7
probably
is the
be the
greatest
last
fighting game of all time.
safety car probably going this lap.
Well, we got a lot of guys on softs. Even Bevo pitted. I guess he's throwing in the towel. We'll try to take away that grand slam from Coconuts.
Really competitive race so far.
Yeah, it's
Had a couple
not
safety cars, nothing.
been crazy. It's not been a wreck fest. It's just been consistent, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, kind of like business as usual, you know.
Let's take a look
Chicken
at the
soup. Chicken soup for your soul. Just nice and hearty. Get a nice little warm bowl of chicken soup and a few crackers. Hey, it don't have to be fancy. Just sprinkle a little salt on it. Gets you through the meal delicious.
All right, where's he backing
Just
him
add
up at?
coconut.
Where's he backing him up at? Yeah, then I release. Anza's sticking right there. There's a better view. Good launch through there. Anza again kind of. Oh, look at. What is that? Para with the pressure on Splandy. They're almost going to be side by side in this straight. Better run there for Para on the outside. Splandy's got position. On the inside is Guelphy. Goofy. They line it up. So Splandy outside. Woo! Splandy dodge on Anza! Anza keeping it on the outside. Better position. Good run off of that corner. Paired. Oh, we got somebody going around. Jonesy's around in the back. Should still be good. He didn't hit nothing. Anza by the skin of his teeth. Still holding on to second. Para. Goofy Guelphy coming. No yellows. We're still green. Somebody else went around too. Bevo up to 8th. Japper's down to 9th. I guess they all pitted. Where do these mediums fall off at for Anza? We're going to start seeing the drop.
Oh, we lost Luke. Look like we lost Luke, huh?
Luke is out. Everybody going to softs just couldn't hang. They spun out.
So yeah, that turn one has been pretty brutal today. It's been pretty brutal. We've had our share of casualties there. Shots fired, you know? Yeah, turn one again. What we got? Coconut's trying to stretch the lead out by 2 seconds.
The mediums are dead. The mediums are
absolutely.
dead. Splandy coming hard here. Eyeing second. Might have a final good run or chase down Coconuts. But them mediums are dead. He's losing.
Yeah, it looks like he's pretty much on par with the speed of pace of Coconuts right now. And even I don't see those mediums being able to make up any time at all. If anything, he may be losing a little bit of time to Splandy behind him.
Same with Para, but Para is actually kind of sticking around. He's a lap fresher. What's going to happen with these mediums? I think he's going to spin at some point.
Oh, what just happened there? Okay, no. Folks just passed Goofy. Goofy is trying to get the Haas back up there in contention. He wants both those Haas on the podium. Because right now, they said they are by far and away the #1 team in the league, followed by the Alfa Romero, who also has a driver fighting for the lead right now in Para, as well as Bevo. So basically, the Alfa Romeros and the Haas, true to form, they've been the two best teams in the field all season long, and they're proving it even now. Bevo right now back to fastest lap. He wants to let us know, hey, even though he spent out earlier, he was fighting for the lead. Don't forget about it. He's still one of the fastest drivers out there.
Looking at Folksy and Para were side by side in a turn 1. Bevo now up to 5th. Just got
great pass by Bevo. Blew past him.
With them softs ain't going to last until the end of the race. That's the problem. Everybody trying to get these fastest laps. They're going to have to lay off. Anza a little bit closer. But
yeah, they're going
to
be coming up on Splandy here in just a minute.
Splandy's still coming for Anza. Folksy have a decent distance. Chapper's back in 7th. Thomas Wayne, they're still going at it. Jonesy way back. Goofy back to 11th. Coconuts is biding his time here, counting down the minutes. The Hearts will make it to the end. They might just start losing pace here in about 4 laps.
Well, at the restart, they've been able to relatively keep just Coconuts. They've been able to keep him honest per se. I mean, he's clearly been in the lead throughout from coast to coast. Bevel at the second straight fastest lap. He's at 118.977. But for the most part, they've been able to keep just Coconuts under 2 seconds. Before the first safety car, he had a 7 or 8 second advantage. But right now, they're keeping him honest.
Bevo ruining the grand, the sweep for Coconuts so far. Folksy around Splandy. I'm guessing, yeah. Folksy with the bold move. We're looking at Haas on the podium.
Oh, we got a 3-second penalty by Folksy, and Splandy looks like he's spent out a little bit. He's kind of taking him a while to get back on the track around turn 5.
He must have chopped
letting everyone else get through there.
He must have chopped the course.
Ooh. That's it. It's pretty much, he's out of contention at the moment. That knocks him all the way back down to 9th place. And we got a 3-second penalty by Folksy, so you know he is thinking wanting to rip his headphones off.
Do not know what happened there, but going strong. Coconut still holding on. Anza is not going to gain time on those tires. Might lose out this softs, but might get it back. These softs will start to fall off. It's 5 laps. Bevo's still coming. Chapper's top 5 so far, but can those softs go 10? They won't spin. And looks like Chapper's is struggling already. Here comes Thomas from behind.
I wonder, can Folksy make a move? He's on 6 lap old softs. He's about 2 seconds behind the actual leader, sitting in 3rd place right now. But he's on 6 lap old softs, and Coconuts is in those 18 lap old hards. Can he catch up? Can he get past Anza and actually put some pressure on Coconuts with 5 laps left? And those hards are they're going to be barely holding on by then.
This will also be like going down a water slide here in about 2 laps. Don't see it happening. You can get around them. He's also got a penalty. But yeah. I got a feeling somebody's going to spin again between 3 and 6. If not, Pear back in 7th. Well, Pear's on fresh. Go. Flag to flag so far. Strategy's worked out. Everything's been perfect. And no gain from Anza. Ooh, right in the tail. Bevo applying the pressure to Folksy. He wants that spot back. Almost nudged him if he might have. Under, double cross, underneath, nothing there. Flaps are open. They're not going to get anywhere. Will they catch Anza on this front stretch? Well, they're coming hard.
There's a move. Here we go.
Ooh, inside. Folksy trying to match him up. Push to the outside. Positions there for Folksy. Side by side, they're not going to touch. Clean racing.
Great racing.
Undercut. Nothing there. Good block by Folksy. Bevo coming back hard. Woo! Chop. Folksy with the chop.
Who's going to blink first?
Still got that 3-second time penalty, which we have him back in, what, 5th?
Yep.
And of course, Splandy took the heat for that back in 9th. Thomas got around Chappers. They're separate now. Bevo's still coming. Coconuts, 2 seconds. Looking at.
Yeah, he's been floating around between the 1.7 and 2 for the last few laps. That's just got to be so frustrating. He's on the mediums and basically at the table pulling it down on the hards and Coconuts. And he's just chasing them at that same consistent speed.
I'm going to laugh.
No gain.
I'm going to laugh at 2 through 7 fall because tire age, because we got 3 laps to go. 20 laps on these mediums. Same at Boyer. Yeah, 2 seconds now. Coconut's just wishing. Bevo's still applying the pressure.
Boy, Bevo's the only driver out here to crack the 118 mark today. He's at 118.977, but a fastest lap. Folksy's the next closest one with a 119.141. But these guys are all within a couple seconds.
Coop got around Boyer, so we got the Astons 5 and 6, or 6 and 7. Not going to make a move on the 5th or 4th for Thomas. Just not going to happen.
Top 10 gets points. You know, got 3 laps left, so.
That's right. I mean, last two are way off pace. So Goofy's looking at points. Splendid kind of falling off a little bit. Oh, big bump there. Ooh, that's questionable. Stewards, where are you at? Push to the outside, Folksy. That's some Hamilton crap right there, isn't it?
I'm over here jumping around. Drop my headphones. Like, man, keep still.
Guess it's that Bevo, the dive in. There you go. Bevo with the run up the inside. Can he get a car length ahead? Folksy to box the out. Bevo takes 3rd. Did they mess up at all? Not Bevo takes 3rd. DRS still open for some reason. Oh, no, it wasn't open. It was just a light. So gets around Folksy after Folksy. The big push to the outside. Yeesh. Coconuts is officially cruising to the end of this race. Cruise control, sipping coffee. Somebody's down in sector 1. Is it Boyer? Not in the way. Should be good. 3 to go. 2 to go after this. Jonesy fastest. Ruining Bevo's time.
Whoa. I'm almost a second a lap faster than anybody so far today.
Well, he's got a lot of clean air in front of him. 17 seconds behind 11th, so. All right. Anza might need to be on his toes here. Bevo's coming. Wants that second place back, because he can't get the lead. 2.3 now, Coconuts and Anza, so the mediums are really falling off. When are these softs going to fall off, though? I'm waiting for somebody to spin. 10 laps each.
Bevo has had a really interesting race. This guy fought from the lead. He fought from spin. He fought from the back. He fought his way back through the pack. Then he's right back here in the podium position. I mean, he's really had his the full ensemble of experiences throughout the race.
Time's ticking. And they beat out the clock without the tires popping.
Who are you looking at for driver of the day?
I mean, flag, Coconuts dominated, but in terms of like positions, it's got to be Anza. He made that bolt to start with. Didn't really look back. If he doesn't mess up, because Bevo's coming at 2.5 a lap. Ooh, he's coming strong. The mediums are gone. How are these softs not gone? 10 laps softs for everybody at the top 3 through 6. All right. Front stretch time. Flaps are open for Bevo. DRS game on. Here comes the run.
Yep.
Where's the defense?
Final lap.
Nothing. Anza able to maintain straight line speed. Still not catching first.
Pulling away. He's pulling away.
Splendid trying to make a move on Coop again. The only Ferrari this week.
And how about that new kid, Thomas? I don't know. He could be 83 years old. I just throw it out there as a kid. Just couldn't make it there. Yeah. How about his debut?
It's been excellent. Top 5 if they can hold it. Hopefully nothing happens to these in the final lap. And last lap shenanigans are happening now. We're looking at second place. Podium battle. We all know Folksy can't get it. He'll already fall. So Thomas is actually looking at 4th. And Chappers will be a top 5 because that penalty. Well, no, he won't. That is, yeah, Thomas will be, Folksy will go 5th. Thomas will go 4th in the debut. Bevo. Anything there? But the final carousel, Coconuts takes the pole. Hungary for the victory, takes the win. Anza holds on to 2nd. Bevo falls to 3rd. There's our podium. Thomas across 4th. Folksy, 5th. Wow. Coconuts. Wasn't really dominating, but boy, he was consistent the whole way. Didn't win it by a bunch, but everything worked in his favor. Strategy, pace, ball game, basically.
Yeah, it was a really quiet domination. It was like the race seemed to be almost never in question, but he didn't pull away to the point where it was boring to him or anyone else. It's just like he stayed somewhat within shooting range earlier, and then once the race tightened up a little bit, he kind of kept it close enough to the Phillies can take the chasing, but not quite close enough.
Coconuts did not get the grand slam. Thomas Lane, driver of the day. It's
Rookie driver of the day.
It's not him. To me, it's Anza. Let's see how many positions were gained.
Well, I think Thomas gained 9 positions is what it is. So they're like, okay, based off that. But I think the most exciting drive was Bevo. Like I said, he had the whole range of, top of the field, midfield, fighting his way through the pack. Fantastic drive. Looking good out there in the Haas. Congratulations, Coconuts.
I don't know who Sig is in the chat. It's one of the drivers, but he said he had to quit or pit and quit. Wi-Fi was horrific. Quasar says Coconuts with a drive. 2 wins in a row. Let's go. Anza says those mediums. I literally read that as those meds like he was on something.
We got Just Coconuts with the win, followed by Anza and Bevo. Then we got Thomas in 4th, Folksy in 5th, Chappers in 6th, X-Scoop in 7th, Splandy, Goofy, and David Boyer winding up the points finishers, followed by Pura, Jonesy, Luke, Guitarman, Dylan, and Alba was the last of our drivers. We only had 4 drivers who did not finish, but all in all, it was a fantastic drive. Absolutely masterclass from Just Coconuts.
Trying to see, we're doing interviews. Yeah, I'll give the driver today to Thomas. Thomas. Podium interview. So, if you want to be in an interview, head over to the podium interview chat. You good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're here. See if we get some interviews and get Coconuts, Anza, Bevo. Somebody in.
Hello.
Hola, who we got?
Coco.
Wow. So we're saying I'll say is excellent drive. Came through, snuck that pole, but didn't get that grand slam. But I don't think you care much about that, correct?
No, I wanted to keep track position as I was in the lead, so I didn't really care for the fastest lap as long as I could stay ahead.
And that's 2 wins in a row, right? And extending the points lead, correct?
Yes.
What is your goal for the final stretch of this season?
Just stay consistent and finish. I don't even need to be on the top 3 places every race as long as I get consistent points. Then I think I can win the championship.
All right, looking forward to the final run here. I believe
This was round 7?
it's around 8. We got 10 or
really?
11. Yeah, I mean, that's what it says in the thingy. It was around 8. So we're getting close here.
And there are 10, right?
I think there's 10. If not 10, there's 11. Artistic's in here with us, but he is muted for some reason.
There are 12 races.
There's 12.
Next up's Abu Dhabi, then Austin, then Brazil, and then Spa.
Which one of those tracks favors you the most?
I think Abu Dhabi and Belgium. I'm really slow at Brazil.
Well, Brazil's tough. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I can't get any traction on that track in the
usually
middle
how-
sector.
That's usually how it goes. But
Yeah.
if we only need 2 of those, we could definitely be eyeing that.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations, Coconuts, man. You look fantastic out there as usual. It seems like you're really consistently coming into your own. You're about ready to blow the second half of the season open, huh?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to be consistent, and it's working out so far. So
Yeah, and this is a really hard track to stay consistent too, because you don't have a lot of room for error. Everyone's
yeah,
really close together, and it seems like no matter what they did behind you, you just stay
especially on
consistent.
this track, because I know Bevo usually is quicker on me in race pace, but he makes more mistakes than I do. So I didn't want to push too much, because if I spun, then I'd fuck up. And then I saw Bevo spun, so I was like, oh, I can chill out a bit. And then he came back, and then I had to push again, and then there were people behind him or between us. So
Did you ever feel
it
pressure
worked
from
out.
Anza?
Sorry?
Did you ever feel pressured from Anza?
No.
That's bold.
I knew that if I could stay ahead of him at the restart, then I could just cruise on as the mediums would start to fall off.
True, and they did. Not as
Yeah.
much. I was surprised so many people were on softs, and it was lap 10 on those softs, and they didn't have any issues. You on those hards, though, you just had that groove going. Bevo has joined the chat, but there we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice
welcome,
race,
Lawrence.
bro.
Yeah, nice race, Coach. You were fast today.
You could have gotten me if you didn't spin. I'm sure you would
Yeah.
have had better race pace than me. Because when you were behind me in the first stint, I wasn't using DRS until DRS got open and then you spun, so I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I took a risk with my setup just to be a little bit faster down the straights. And I felt fast, but it was very ogre steery, so I got caught up a few times.
That's what that
In
final
the final,
battle. Yeah,
Well,
final battle.
it's really amazing, Bevo. It's really amazing to see you at the front. You'll spin or something, and to watch you fight your way through the pack to get back to a podium position is really just fantastic driving. I always enjoy watching you drive, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think I spun, and then I was in the back, and I was going to the pits to DNF, and a safety car come out. So I was like, screw it, we're going to put on the softs and see what we can do. And I'm surprised I got all the way back up to the podium, but I'm happy I did.
I'm surprised you got 10 laps out of them. Tell us about that final battle with Folksy. That was real tight down the stretch.
Yeah, I just kind of had noticed his pace already, so I knew I had him. I knew I was faster. It was just all about getting the overtake done, especially around Hungary with how tough it is to overtake. And but I think with my setup being a little bit faster down the straight, that really helped. And then just kind of making a lunge into turn one, and then keeping it tight on the apex so he couldn't, pull a switch back on me. So he ends up, I dive down in turn one, and when we're on exit, he just ends up behind me because he did go for the switchback, but I had it covered off, and then I was just away trying to get Anza, but out of ERS, so P3 it was for me.
There's one sector, too, in the final couple of laps. Or look, he pushed you off the track. Did that happen, or did I catch that at the wrong time?
I think we were going through that fast right-hander in the third sector, and I was on his tail, and I had a better exit, and I went to make the move as he went to go defensive, and so we did make contact, but it wasn't nothing, serious. But I just let him have the position and then got him on a straightaway, so nothing we couldn't handle.
What races are you eyeing to capitalize in these final four?
All of them.
Coming for that house. So,
Yep.
anything that you wish you could have done more in qualifying?
Yeah, I did spin on I did have the fastest lap, and I spun there in the third sector. I was probably about 2/10 up, and Coconuts didn't improve, and he was barely ahead of me, and so I would have easily had pole, but, it's racing.
Did you feel yesterday racing gave you any type of advantage today? You feel like racing yesterday gave you an advantage today?
I used a slightly different setup today than I did yesterday, so I don't think so. It's just more of like seeing your pace against the tier 1 guys and just pushing harder. So, pushing harder probably. I could really feel the car better and know when to push. and so maybe that gave me an advantage. But I'm the same every time we go out, and I practice, and I would have practiced it anyways. So it's all up in the air. You could say it helped, you can say it didn't. It's just kind of up to everyone else's opinions about it.
They're gonna know every race in, race out. They have to look for both you guys to know where you are. You're coming, no doubt about it. They better have practice.
Yep.
How do you feel about Alabama game?
Oh my God, we're not going to talk about it. Actually, that's a win in my book. That's 1 point. I'll take it.
Oh, we got hosed. Anyways, we are back next week, Tier 2, 5 p.m. Eastern, whatever it is your time. Do the math. I don't know, but I'll be here.
And
Yeah, I'm back tomorrow. Tier 3.
That's right. Tier 3. Don't know
We're
if
back
we're doing
tomorrow,
Gran Turismo this week.
same time.
Yeah.
Tier 3 tomorrow.
Tier 4 Thursday, Gran Turismo hopefully Friday. We'll have to see how that works out. But that's it. Anyways, I'm Feldman 9000.
Hey, I'm Artistic. Tomorrow I'm with Zippo. Let's get going. Prospect Esports Racing League.
Get that cheese. We were hungry.